Meliodas and the others continued fighting while searching for Elizabeth. Meanwhile, Diane began battling Helbram, but when faced with his overwhelming power, she was quickly driven to the brink of death. Then King appeared just in time and fought off Helbram's assault. Diane and King, their shared past is about to be revealed.
Long ago, the human realm was on peaceful terms with the forest ruled by the Fairy King. But this wasn't necessarily a symbol of friendship. I believe it was more an unspoken agreement of non-intervention. At the time, I had lost my memory. All I could recall was a great impact, and that man's face. But who he might have been, and even who I was myself, were both things I had forgotten.
Harlequin!
The monsters!
Did I surprise you? It's time for dinner!
Then I was found by a little giant girl who took me in, and saved me.
This is a tale of ancient times, an era before the human and non-human worlds were forever divided. The holy knights who once served the people of the realm began ruling over them. Was it this shift in power that robbed these guardians of their freedom and sense of justice? There are legends who've surpassed them all, becoming greater than any holy knight. The 7 deadly sins.
I got my demons, they don't know. I'm fierce enough to let them know. It's like a fire, a stranglehold. I wish I was invincible. Hello desire, you're my old friend, but I don't need you here again. Just take a walk, go back inside. I'll see you on the other side. さまよいとものも戸惑いこうものもすべての罪を越え
I made grilled pork and steamed pork too, so eat up!
No thanks, I'd rather have the fruit.
Yeah? I guess that just means there's more for me! I can't believe you had a dream about sleeping while you were asleep. Must be your favorite thing to do. Remember anything yet?
Well, I sorta remember looking at a big tree from some strange place.
Then could that be where you used to live?
Maybe.
Oh, and here's filet and roast dinner.
I never would have imagined that you could create your own golems, Diane. Though they do say that giants have a strong connection to the earth.
I think the only reason I can make them is because I was alone for such a long time and always wanted to have some friends around.
I see.
But these guys can't talk to me, and the only things they can do is stuff I tell them to. That's why I'm so glad I got to meet you, Harlequin.
Same here. If you hadn't been there to save me when I was knocked out down by the river, who knows what would have happened.
Since you feel that way too, you think we could maybe become friends someday?
Hey, what do you mean? We already are.
For real?
Yeah.
Have some, okay? We are friends now.
That's all right. Thanks anyway.
It's yummy. Come on, just have a bite.
Even though I'd lost my memory, that was a really happy time for me. In fact, it may have been the reason that I chose to settle down there. Not realizing what had happened during that time. Where could she be? I thought Diane... Huh?
Harlequin, down here!
Well, what do you know? Are you a fairy child? I'd wager a giant girl alone is a rare sight around here.
Hey, Deanne, let's go. That human was giving you some food?
Sure was. He said the soup has pheasant and mushrooms in it. Here.
Listen, Deanne.
Hmm?
You shouldn't place too much trust in humans.
Hmm? Why shouldn't I?
Well, it's because
Why do you think it's
Such a bad idea to trust humans.
they aren't like other races. Year after year, they get into wars with their own kind over the stupidest things.
Yeah, but the humans also have all kinds of culture and different ways of thinking that we fairies just don't.
If you put your faith in them, it's only gonna come back to bite you.
If that ever happens, come and set me straight, okay? That's what best friends are for, aren't they?
Harlequin! Is everything okay? You fell asleep again, huh?
Helbram was... my best friend?
Huh? Is something coming back to you?
So he was my best friend. Who in the world was he? And who am I?
Just try to hang in there, Deanne. Can you hear me? Now wait right here. I'm gonna go find some herbs. Come on.
Please don't leave me.
But I...
Please don't. Harlequin. I don't want to be lonely. I always hated being all by myself. So please don't leave me alone.
Please don't go, brother! How can we keep the forest safe without your power to help us?
I can't leave Helbram alone like this. But I'll be back soon, Elaine. I swear.
Elaine.
We don't have time for this. Deanne, let go! Let go already!
It's you two! I can't believe it.
The human.
This is the best remedy I know for a fever. Looks like she's settling down now, too.
Thanks for helping her. And for that soup you gave us the other day. It was really delicious.
The other day? It's been more like a few decades since I ran into you two.
Decades? It was then I realized all the time that had gone by.
Hey, come back here!
And that what a fairy thought was a short time was something much longer for humans. A period that could span several of their lifetimes.
Let me think. To make this more interesting, if you can catch me, I'll grant you one request. Anything you ask.
Are you serious? Okay!
This way!
Almost!
Deanne, you're close! You're close! You're close!
I got you, Harlequin!
Never mind that. Put something on.
What? That was the only thing I had.
Huh?
Wow! Thank you so much for these clothes, Harlequin!
I made it by tanning and sewing up some dusk bison hide.
Pigtails, pigtails, pigtails!
Hey, come on, that tickles.
Think I could learn how to make some too?
Sure, I'll teach you how later. After all, what I'm wearing is a Harlequin original.
Is something the matter?
Wait a minute. I made these clothes? Well, I made this with my own two hands.
Did you learn how to make clothes like that from humans?
Yeah, right. I just happened to see them doing it once. Hey, Harlequin. I thought you said that you didn't like the humans.
The only thing I ever said was that we shouldn't trust them.
Aren't you supposed to be guarding the Fairy King's forest, brother?
Guarding the Fairy King's forest? That's what I'm supposed to...
Harlequin!
Sorry.
Forget that! Look there!
Huh? Houses? In a place like this?
There are so many of them out here.
When did this happen?
Oh. You two wouldn't happen to be Diana and Harlequin by any chance now, would you?
Oh, hey, it's that old hunter guy!
No, it was my late grandpa who was the hunter in the family. I just run the general store here in the village.
Your grandpa?
I can't believe you two actually exist. My grandpa used to tell us he'd run into this strange couple every now and again, a fairy and a giant.
What does couple mean?
It means two people who are really close.
Then are those boys a couple?
Well, it's usually a man and a woman. Like those two. Humans have short lives, so they enter a contract together called marriage in order to live on, through their children.
Together, huh? So do you love me the way they love each other, Harlequin?
Of course they do.
You said before that if I caught you, you'd do anything I wanted, right? In that case, you think you could love me forever? Okay, let's head home.
It's a promise, Deanne. I'll always love you. And always be by your side.
That's alright. Loving me forever is enough.
Are you sure? The fairies who left the Force with Helbram were captured?
By an old soldier with an eye patch. If we don't act soon...
What are your orders? Tell us.
Lead us, Fairy King.
I remember. I am the Fairy King Harlequin. I guarded the forest. Went after my best friend Helbram, who left for the human realm, and I wound up here. And then... I remember everything now.
What is it, Harlequin? The village! They need help!
Stay here. It's too dangerous. I'll go there by myself. And when it's over, I'm gonna...
You're gonna go look for your friend, and when you find him, you'll go back to your people.
I'll come back to you no matter what. And that's a promise. You have my word.
Right.
But in the end, I couldn't keep it. Even though it was more important than anything to me. Hey, are you all right? Hey! You... It's been hundreds of years. How can you be alive?
I was about to ask you the very same. That day, I thought that man caught you off guard and killed you. So in revenge, I caught him off guard and pushed him over the cliff. And then,
You're Helbram. Is it really you? Yeah, it is, isn't it? What were you thinking taking on that form?
I did it so I'd never forget my hatred of humans.
Hatred?
Yeah, that's right. It was the humans. The ones that I loved so much. They deceived countless numbers of my friends and stole the wings off their backs! Saying they'd make a lot of money. One by one, wing by wing. Slowly, so they wouldn't get damaged. Tell me, can you imagine it? How it felt to have one friend after another get their wings torn off right in front of you by someone you trusted, ripping and snapping as their wings were plucked. The sound of everyone screaming, "Help me!" as they breathed their last. Well, just try to imagine that! Hearing those sounds all those years! No, how it felt to have them echoing in your head for all these centuries! Come on, try to imagine it! Just try to imagine it, Harlequin!
How could you, Helbram?
And that's why I hate the humans! Hate them! And killed them for 500 years! But even that hasn't been enough. No matter how many I kill, those sounds won't go away. I kill and keep killing. And all those voices still won't go away! That's why I'll wipe out all humans from this earth! Every last one! There won't be any left when I'm done! If that ever happens, come and set me straight, okay? That's what best friends are for, aren't they?
I've got to atone for this. For making my friend suffer. So much longer than anybody should ever have to endure. For not realizing what he was going through. And for not keeping that important promise that I made to Deanne. never gonna forget.
For the mass slaughter of humans over the centuries by a single fairy, the burden is yours, Fairy King, for turning a blind eye and doing nothing. For sloth, your sentence is 1,000 years imprisonment.
My feelings for you will never change. Deanne, I swear. If I ever get to meet you again, I'll...
Why? I thought the sacred tree would have abandoned you by now. How can you still draw out Chastiful's power like that?
I feel so warm. My wounds!
When the sacred tree's injured, it protects the wound from outside forces by releasing pollen, healing itself. It was a lucky thing, too. If I wasn't so close to Deanne, then she'd already be dead. The sacred tree exists to watch over the entire fairy realm, without any sense of good or evil. Do you still intend to carry on, Helbram? After 700 years, do you still want to wipe out the human race?
I don't just want it. I can't stop myself anymore! Listen up, Holy Knights! I need all of your magical powers! Give me every last one you have! Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes! Ah! I won't let myself loose! Do you hear me?
It's gonna be all right. You can finally get some rest now, Helbram. Hey, it's been a long time, hasn't it, Harlequin? You know, that helmet was actually supposed to be a present for you. Isn't that funny? There was something about it that I kind of thought you'd like, so I got it from a human. But what an idiot I was. One good look at it, and anyone would tell you that it's lame. Yeah, you're right. In the end, you really are such an idiot. I really am sorry, Deanne, for making you go through all that alone.
It wasn't your fault. Thanks, King.
You can just leave the rest to me.
Harlequin. That name sounds so familiar. Wonder why. Who was it? I can't remember.
It was a dream.
Huh?
I bet it was from a dream you had.
Would you mind telling me one thing? No matter how I look at it, I just can't wrap my head around the idea that you guys are plotting to overthrow the kingdom. So if that's not why you're here, then what was your reason for coming in the first place?
We came here to rescue Princess Elizabeth, who's been abducted.
Abducted? Are you saying Elizabeth's actually here right now?
It's war! The seven deadly sins are attacking!
Come on, Lord Hendrickson! Why don't you and I settle our differences here and now?
You're a rather brave king, Arthur Pendragon. I can say that much for you. This punk's abilities and intelligence seem almost boundless. From the way he's been talking, it would appear he's aware of our internal affairs. The question is, what does he know, and how much? The king's imprisonment? The kidnapping of the princess? Or perhaps even the plan to resurrect the demons?
We're in a battle now! Don't get lost in thought!
Get serious. Show me the power only worthy of a true king!
That really hurt. I'm not done!
Are you planning to hold back on me until you're dead?
Why don't you try a little harder to draw it out of me?
If that's what you wish.
Black flames.
Now die. Hellblaze Scream! He was actually able to repel my attack?
Well, it looks like you've gotten a lot more powerful since the last time I saw you.
I know that voice. Could it be?
Yeah, it's me all right. And I'm not gonna leave without Elizabeth.
君の存在だけで世界は万華鏡みたいだ走る君に合わせ景色は色づくからほらまた君の前で涙を見せてしまった何があってもずっと離れないでくれた誰かを守り抜くと誰かに罪を作る生きるほど愛をして心は強くなる目の奥に映る過去の傷は私が飲み干すから君の存在だけで世界は万華鏡みたいにくるくる回って光が差す変わる季節と変わらない笑い声君は思い出にならないよここにいるから
Ep20.